What's going on, guys? My name is Joey Speaks, and this is Everyday People, the podcast, the mini pod. All right, guys, so we're just going to jump right in like we've done with all the other mini pods. So here's the deal. So today we're going to talk about something called flexible dieting. And what that means is that you have the flexibility or the options to really kind of change up the calories, the proteins, carbs, fats, the way that you structure your diet. And so here's the thing. So you know how I always tell you guys, basics always work. You got to have the basics. You got to be good at the basics in order to get to the next step. I think that when we get great at doing the basics, it doesn't matter what it is, whether you're playing something, whether you're getting good at it, doesn't matter. You got to know the basics, because once you know the basics, you have the structure down, then you're able to kind of play with what you know. In sports, like you can't do a level three thing if you can't do a level 2 or a level 1 thing. So with what we're going to talk about today with flexible dieting is if you don't know your calories and your macros are your proteins, carbs, and fats, if you don't know these things, then you cannot benefit from flexible dieting. Now, one of the biggest things that I get when I give someone a meal plan, especially in the challenge that I'm going to be doing that starts in 2 days, because this is airing on Monday and Wednesday is the first day of the challenge. We'll talk about that a little bit at the end of the show. Okay, so one of the most often questions that I get asked is, do I have to eat the same thing every single day? Well, the answer is yes and no. The way that I do it is I want to make sure that you eat the same thing for 7 days in a row. Once we figure out what your baseline number of calories is, and so what I'm trying to do is see if you lose weight, gain weight, or maintain your weight while eating the same exact foods at a specific calorie number, okay? That's my way of doing it. There's other ways to do it, but to me, there's a couple of reasons why I do it. Let me tell you why. Number one, it's going to create discipline, because no one wants to eat the same thing every day for 7 days. And I know that. Trust me, I know that. But the reality is that once you figure out what works for you, you want to stick to that as much as you possibly can. That does not mean that you're not going to vary the food that you eat, because you can and you will. But you know that this list of foods work with this number of calories, with these proteins, carbs, and fats. We know that works. That is your baseline. Okay. So once we get the numbers from the first week, then we're able to start playing with the numbers a little bit. So now I'm going to give you an example of what I'm talking about for flexible dieting. And this is where, when I'm talking to you guys, when I'm trying to explain to you guys about dieting, because I know the word diet is a 4-letter word. And you're thinking of something, I don't want to diet. I'm going to be starving. I'm not going to be able to eat what I want. And it's so much not that. We have gotten so much more advanced in what we know about nutrition and how to eat and the things you can eat and the way you can still lose weight and gain muscle and all that good stuff. Once I know what your baseline is, we can start playing with your food and your numbers. And your numbers, I mean your macros, your proteins, carbs, and fats. So here's the deal. I'm going to give you an example of a 1,500 calorie per day meal plan, okay? That's pretty low for most men. Actually, it's probably too low for most men, depending on your size. For women, depending on your size, 1,500 calories could be in your sweet spot. Could be a little low, could be a little high. I'm just going to use 1,500 because it's a nice, easy number to give you a good example with, okay? Okay, so here's the deal. So let's just say that we have worked your first week already. And we have come to the conclusion that 1,500 calories per day is your calorie deficit number. Remember, calorie deficit means that you are eating less than your calorie maintenance. Calorie maintenance means that if you eat 1,800 calories per day, I'm just using 18 as an example, 1,800 calories per day, and you maintain your weight, 1,800 calories is your calorie maintenance number, okay? So let's just say we drop your number of calories to 1,500. So you're 300 calories in a deficit per day. You will slowly start to lose weight. And then we may test and see that 300 calories is too aggressive. If you lose 6, 7, 8 pounds in a week, that's too much. So maybe we need to go up to 1600. But just for this video's sake, we're going to say we're at 1500 calories per day, which puts you in your calorie deficit. You with me? Good. Okay. So you are eating 1500 calories a day. If you take 7 days throughout the week and multiply 1500 by 7, you get 10,500 calories per week. Okay, so the total number of calories per week that you will consume is 10,500 if you're eating 1,500 calories per day. You with me? Good. Okay. Let's just say you're going out on Saturday night. Okay, you know you're gonna go see your homies. You're gonna be hanging out. You're gonna be doing whatever. You're going to hang out, right? So you have anxiety. Oh man, I'm gonna go out and we're gonna go eat and we're gonna go have some drinks. we're gonna go hang out like we always do, right? But you want to live your life, but you also want to stay on it. That's where flexible dieting comes in. So here's the deal. So let's just say you know for a week or two that you're gonna be going out on this Saturday night, and you're able to eat that 1,500 calories per day, and that's your calorie deficit number. So throughout the week, let's say that you consume 1,300 calories per day. So now you are 200 calories less than your already established deficit number. And you don't do this every single day, but what we're trying to do is kind of bank calories. So if we know that 1,500 is going to get you to lose 3 or 4 pounds per week, and then if you knock off 100 or 200 calories, let's say 3 or 4 days before you go out, that night you know you're going to be eating and drinking, you have 700-800 calories to spare on that day that you're going to go out. So as long as you end up at less than that 10,500 calories per week, or right at that 10,500 calories per week, you are still going to lose the same amount of weight week over week as you would if you ate a consistent 1,500. Okay. There is something called carb cycling, calorie cycling, and that gets a little more detailed, but what I just described is kind of a version of cycling. We're kind of cycling your calories where we're not going to stay at a flat 1,500. We're going to play with 1,300, 1,400, 1,300. You just saved yourself 500 calories just now. Now you can use that 500 calories on the day you want to go hang out. Week over week, you will still be on track. So check this out. So I used to work at Yahoo Search Marketing long time ago, 99 to 06. I used to do inbound sales, inside sales. And so I would answer calls from people who were looking to advertise with Yahoo. But then I also had 25 dedicated accounts that I was responsible for. So let's say that you are my client and your name is Joey and you have joey.com and you sell shoes. Okay. So I'm helping Joey manage his account. All right. So now what happens is that every single day, your account, you may make a really good profit on Monday. You may lose money on Tuesday. You may get back to even on Wednesday. You may lose on Thursday. You may gain on Friday, gain on Saturday. But week over week are the numbers that you want to look at. So I would tell my clients, hey man, you can't live every day in the numbers because it literally is doing this. It's making your head bob and weave up and down, up and down. And if your personality cannot deal with that, that's very tough to do. So I tell you this story about Yahoo because when you're doing marketing, it's the week over week and month over month numbers, week over week and month over month numbers that actually really count. Day to day, you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. That's just the way the marketing goes. But week over week is a much better example of what's actually happening. And month over month is the real example of what's happening. And then, bigger scenario is year over year. We don't have to go out that far. So I want you to think that, if you're trying to lose weight, if you think you're just going to do this, it's just not going to happen. It's this. Okay. But you want to keep trending down. So flexible dieting allows you to play with your calories. Okay. And now here's the thing. If you don't know your macros, if you don't know your maintenance number of calories, you're missing out on actually being able to avoid some anxiety about going out to hang out with your friends. having to go to a birthday party, whatever the case is. Look, I've been doing this long enough to where people are living their lives. People are living their lives. If you are not a bodybuilder, if you are not trying to get on stage, and when I say bodybuilder, I mean someone whose whose livelihood depends on how they look. 5% body fat, 10% body fat. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about everyday people living their lives, right? To where you want to be able to go hang out and do your thing. So it would be in your best interest to figure out, hey, what's my maintenance number of calories? So for me, let me give you an example of me, okay? For me, if I typically eat about 2,000 calories, anywhere from like 1,850 to 2,150, right around there, I maintain my weight, okay? I maintain my weight. When I start to diet, when I go hard on my diet, so if I'm being aggressive with my diet, I'm closer to 1,750 on my calorie deficit numbers. Okay, 1,700, 1,750 is aggressive for me. If I want to go slower, I'll do 1,800, something like that. Okay, and I know that I will be losing weight at a little bit slower pace, but I know that I will be losing weight. When I want to get aggressive, I drop down to 1,750, 1,700, probably the lowest. Now here's the thing. You might be saying to yourself, like, man, Joey, that's kind of low. Well, not for me, because I don't eat 2,800, 3,000 calories a day. Here's the thing. So if you go online and you go to a calorie calculator, you know what the calorie calculator tells me I should eat to maintain my weight? 3,200 calories. I've done this like on 5 or 6 different calorie calculators. That's how come I don't deal with those, because they're way off. They don't know me. They don't know you. They don't know the way that your body works. That's why it's funny, because this subject really is allowing me to really show you how personal this stuff is for each individual. And that's how come you have to test. That's how come you have to know. I'm your trainer, and I'm going to figure your body out. But man, wouldn't it be awesome if you knew too? Of course, I still would be able to help you with things that you may not know. But like, man, just simply figure out what your maintenance number of calories are, what they are. When you want to lose weight, drop down by 250 calories, 300 calories. Let's just say you want to get strong. You want to say, hey, so my son right now, he's in the process of trying to hit 315 pounds on the bench press. In order to get stronger, most of the time, almost all the time, most of the time, you have to be in a calorie surplus. So my son's 26. He eats much more than I do. So let's just say, I'm not even sure what his numbers are, but let's just say he eats, I don't know, 2,800 calories a day. Let's just say. In order for him to get stronger, he needs that calorie surplus. So let's say 3,100 calories, 3,200 calories is what he should be consuming. He's going to get a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger. He's working out hard, doing jujitsu and hitting the weights every day. So those extra number of calories, they're not going to make him fat. They're going to make him strong, because he's burning so many calories. You should see this guy when he comes home from practice. He's like he just got out of the shower. So like his lifestyle is about jujitsu and lifting weights and fitness. So if he wants to get stronger, he probably is going to go into a calorie surplus. I'm not sure when he said he wants to be able to hit 315. I know he hit 305. He actually hit 315, but the bar hit the rack and it got messed up. Anyway, I think he would have got it, but so officially he wants to do it again, solid rep. Anyway, so he wants to get 315. So he's going to probably increase his calories a little bit. So everyone doesn't just want to lose weight, but when you know your macros and your calories, you can do these things. You can eat pasta. Pasta is probably the biggest culprit when it comes to someone talking about, oh man, I had a plate of pasta with my dinner and I felt like I gained 5 pounds. No. I mean, it probably felt heavy and it probably made you feel like crap, but chances are you didn't gain 5 pounds because you ate pasta. It's the number of calories that you consumed. So, and then once you do that and you realize, oh, okay, I felt like crap, but it actually didn't turn out as bad as I thought it would. If you don't know these things about yourself, you're not going to be able to get the benefits of being able to have a plate of pasta when you want to, being able to add some calories to your daily number. being able to subtract when you want to lose weight. So you got to know the basics. You got to know the basics, man. And it is not as hard as you guys think. It just isn't. It just isn't. And I've been trying to tell you guys the same thing for weeks, for months, literally for years. These things are, I wish I was the smart guy who made this stuff up, but I'm not. I'm just smart enough to follow the guy who did. Calories in, calories out. How much do you burn? How much do you take in? How much do you work out? How active are you? Do you sit for 8 hours at your job? Or are you out, doing hard work for your job? Once you figure your stuff out, man, things will get so much easier. You'll be able to really control your body that much more. And it doesn't matter what age. It just does not matter what age. Your numbers at 22 won't be the same as someone's numbers at 42 or 52 or 62, but that's where you have to figure yourself out. I'm here to help you with that. And whether you get my help or not, I've given you the roadmap, but I'm here in case if you have any other questions about it too. And so look, flexible dieting is a benefit of you knowing your calories. Figure out what your calorie maintenance is. Once you figure that out, you know where you're at to be able to maintain your weight. Whether you're overweight, underweight, or at the weight you want to be, you know where you're at. Now you can start playing. Okay, now you can start playing. And if you want to lose weight, cut a couple hundred calories, man. Just that simple. And when you get real specific about it and you say, hey, I want to gain muscle when I lose weight. Okay, that's very hard to do. But if you keep your protein high, you're going to keep your muscle mass nice, especially if you're lifting weights nice and hard when you're losing weight. People say, oh, I'm not eating as much, so I can't lift weights as hard. That's bull. It's bull crap. I would say bull S, but then I'd have to bleep myself because I'm doing my best not to cuss on the pod anymore. I don't know how long it's going to last, but we'll see. You can get strong while you're not eating at your calorie maintenance or calorie surplus. You can't get as strong as you would if you were in a surplus, but man, I've had some of my best sessions when I'm in a calorie deficit. I'm efficient. When I'm on it, my body is it's reacting. It likes the work. Did you know that your body likes the work? I know that you don't realize that, especially when you're first starting out. But man, like there's a time when your body will crave the work. It will. I promise. All right, guys. So flexible dieting, knowing your calories, knowing your macros, proteins, carbs, fats, what do each of them do? Figure that out. Go back and look at any of the videos that I've done about this stuff. I'm happy to share it with you again. I ask you guys to leave me comments. Hey, Joey, can you talk about this? Can you talk about that? I'm trying to give you this stuff for free. I really honestly am. My goal is to help you guys get healthy. It really is. I want to help you guys live your best life by being able to talk to you right through this camera. Okay. So that brings me to my next transformation challenge that starts in 2 days. Because like I said, this will air on Monday. And then on Wednesday, January 10th, my transformation challenge starts. Now, I want to give you a quick little recap of what I used to do and what I do now, and then the things that I talk about in the challenges. I used to do a weight loss challenge. And I think a weight loss challenge is cool for losing weight, but I think that it also can create some bad habits because people quickly will see that if they just kind of starve themselves, it's easy to lose weight. That's not healthy. That's not right. That's not the route that you want to take. Okay. So I changed it to a transformation challenge. And in my opinion, what a transformation challenge is losing weight and gaining muscle or maintaining your muscle or toning your muscle up at the same time. Because everyone's not going to gain muscle, but you might really capitalize on the muscle that you have and really tone it up while you're losing weight. So a transformation is the combination of the three pieces of fitness: diet at the top, cardio and weights, or weights and cardio, depending on what your goal is. Cardio and weights will interchange. Okay. Diet's always going to be at the top. Always, always, always. So in my challenges, I give you guys workouts. In this challenge, it's 5 sets. 5 sets, baby. You're going to get that work. Okay. I give you 5 or 6 different meal plans to choose from. I give you, there's a vegetarian meal plan for you to be able to choose from if you're a vegetarian. I also tell you how you should figure out how to start with, I think I give like 1,350 calories, 1,500 calories, 1,650 calories, 1,872, 20. So like there's a bunch of different calorie numbers for the meal plans. And then I give you, I wrote a post that will give you an idea of what you should do to figure out where you should start. And then the very next thing you do is what? What are you going to say? Yeah. Test it for the first week. See how it goes. You may lose weight. You may gain weight. You may maintain your weight. But now we know. And once we know that after the first week, then we run. Okay. So in the challenge, I give you the meal plans, choices. I give you the workouts, 5 of them. I give you the schedule. I tell you on Wednesdays, you should be doing legs. After all your workouts, you're going to be doing some kind of cardio. Now, if you're trying to gain weight, I will tell you probably shouldn't do so much cardio, maybe a little bit. You always want to do some cardio to keep your cardiovascular system healthy, but you don't want to be doing cardio to lose weight if you're trying to gain weight. See how that works, right? So I give you all this. And then I have a Q&A that I do on Sundays at 4 p.m. Pacific time. And I do that live in the group, in the private group. But to me, the thing that I think the biggest value that I feel like I bring to these challenges is the tips and the tricks and the thing. I shouldn't even say tricks, the tips and the advice and the stuff that I'm going to bring to the group that they may not know. Some people may know exactly what I'm talking about. Other people may be like, oh my God, I didn't know that was true. Or I didn't even know that was a thing. And so like, that's what you get in these challenges. And so I'm going to talk about flexible dieting. I'm going to talk about intermittent fasting. I'm going to talk about how do you actually really gain muscle? How many reps and sets do you need to do? All the little things that you've probably heard about on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. I go into detail about each of these things. And the cool thing about my challenges, I have a lot of people who are returners who've been in my challenges. This is the 14th one. They've been in my challenges since the first one or the 7th one, the 10th one, and their goals may be different now. And they have learned a lot, not just from me, but doing their own thing. And so like the conversation in the group is awesome. I mean, it's awesome. There's a couple of people in Illinois who joined my challenges, and one of them is really big into, a couple of them are actually really big into CrossFit. And they post their videos and the things that they do. And the CrossFit workouts are much more, they're much different than the stuff that I give. But the cool thing is that everyone in the challenge gets a chance to see how they get down. CrossFit may not be for you. CrossFit may be awesome for you. But you get a chance to see them do it and then the results that they get. There's not one way to do this, guys. The way that you find that works best for you is the best way for you. I love to lift hard and heavy. I love to sweat and do cardio. I love to hit the trail and do my hike. I love to box. I mix them all up. I've told you guys this before. When I was young, I played 3 sports. I played my main sport, which was baseball. I played my second sport, which was football. I played playground basketball more than I played baseball and football put together. And I think that the combination of those 3 sports made me a great athlete. And I played basketball more than I played my other sports. But it made my body move different. It made my body be ready for everything. So when you figure out what works for you, there's some people who hate doing cardio, but they're good at dieting and they're good at lifting weights. And man, like if that's your thing, man, do your thing, man. Do it. I think you always need cardio. It sucks to have to walk to the top of the steps and take a knee. But that's not some people's jam. Other people hate to lift weights. They love cardio. They love to diet. So take the time to learn yourself. When you do, I promise you will be thankful to yourself that you did. All right. So I know today's topic was flexible dieting. I definitely wanted to make sure I brought the challenge up because this is where I kind of put everything together, guys. This is where I put things together. And in the challenge, you may have a workout that you do on your own. You may have a diet plan that you do on your own. You don't follow any of mine. You're just in the group because you're trying to win. and you are just trying to get the camaraderie of the group. But it's all there, man. It's all there. There's money to be won. There's results to be gotten. There's new friends to make in the group. It's a good thing, man. It's a good thing. Okay, so I like today. I like talking to you guys like this. I like really kind of sharing the real. The real is that the basics always work. When you know the basics, you can start to stack. You can start to advance. But the basics are always the foundation. All right, guys. I will see you in the next video.